Hey, it's Derek Hagan. I'm a financial therapist specializing in meaning and purpose and mindfulness, here with another money health conversation where we're going to talk about embarrassment and not letting embarrassment stop you. Many people have a deep, deep fear of embarrassment. This is natural. This comes from our ancestors and our genes. We always wanted to fit into the group. We had to fit into the group, so we had to be hypersensitive to what others thought of us. But we're no longer living in tribal times. But we still have those same tendencies. We still have that same brain. So what we've got is what it feels like is that everybody is looking at us. Everybody is staring at us, judging us. They're all looking at us. We are the center of attention. So this little cartoon here says, get out of my way. I can't see him. I can't see her. I need to look. How stupid. This person is an idiot. In reality, though, nobody cares. They're all doing their own thing. In fact, they're all worried that you're judging them. So this fear of embarrassment keeps us stuck. And it keeps us stuck because there's an old saying that risk and reward are related. In the world of investing, you call this risk and return. So what this means is that if you want risk, if you want reward rather, you have to take some risk. High reward means taking high risk. The other side of that coin is that if you don't want to accept risk, that's okay, but you can't expect much return or much reward. This line, the spectrum, works perfectly well, but it works well if you know what you're doing, if you know that you're making these decisions on purpose, or that you're making these decisions and are doing it on purpose. When we run into trouble is when we don't know that we're making this trade-off. And now, remember, they're the same coin. Risk is on one side, return or reward is on the other side. So this spot up here, this doesn't exist. This is the unicorn. This is a high reward without taking any risk. This is that investment that your friend pitched you. There is no such thing as a reward without risk. If you saw something that feels like a reward, either it was complete random, dumb luck, or there was risk somewhere. So when I talk about risk and reward being related, I'm not talking about all risk. Right? So there's no reward without risk, but there is definitely risk without reward if you're taking the wrong kind of risk. Risk needs to be compensated. There needs to be some general payoff available to you. So you wouldn't take a lot of risk that doesn't have a lot of reward. It's called a dumb risk. This is playing Russian roulette. This is jumping off my house just to say that I can do it. This is investing in one single company. There are rewards or risks rather that don't have rewards associated with them. Now, this fear of embarrassment is when we consider embarrassment to be a risk. It's the risk of being judged. It's the risk of somebody judging me. It's the risk of me turning red and getting flustered. So if I don't take risks because I'm afraid of embarrassment, you see here, I capped my reward. There's a ceiling on the amount of reward that I can get, which means that there's a whole lot of reward that's unavailable to me. If I don't accept risk because of embarrassment, I'm leaving a lot of reward on the table. Again, if you know this, if you are willingly passing this by because it's unacceptable risk, I can't handle that. There's too much of a risk to me, and I'm willingly giving up that upside. That's okay. That's doing it consciously. But I urge you to think about it in terms of this embarrassment factor. Embarrassment is often not as bad as you think, because you're sitting here at the center of your attention. You are the center of your own universe. Your experience is you. Your experience is your consciousness. So you are, in fact, the center of your own universe. And because you're at the center of your own universe, it feels like everybody else is outside looking at you. But in fact, everybody is at the center of their own universe. We're all at the center of our own universe. So you can take risk. You can get used to being embarrassed. You can put yourself out there because there's upside to being able to put yourself up there. So if you can slowly get yourself used to being embarrassed, you'll see a lot of upside in exchange. Because here's the fact of the matter. The fact of the matter is that, let's say you do something embarrassing, at least you can put quotes around it. You did something embarrassing. Okay. When you do that, most people don't care. They're at the center of their own bubble. They're at the center of their own universe. So they don't even notice that it happened to you. They just don't care. But what about the sliver of people that do care? Let's dissect that a little bit. Okay, so in there, you've got people who don't know the whole story. So they might be judging you, but it's out of context. They don't even know who you are. They just saw you do one thing. They saw one post. They saw this one thing. It was totally out of context. Who cares? Okay, but what about that sliver of people who do know the full story? Let's take a look at those people. Most of the people in there, they want the best for you. So what comes across as judgment and criticism is in fact worry and concern. And you can be grateful for that. Okay, what about that sliver there? Well, this is getting pretty small. This is not enough people to care about at all. Right, so you've got a small percentage of all the people who saw you that actually care. And of those small percentage of people that care, there's a small percentage of people that actually know your full story. And of them, there's a small percentage of people who really are criticizing you, but it's just such a tiny amount of people. You don't have to care. You can learn how to be more embarrassed. You can learn how to take more risks. You can learn how to put yourself out there. You get one life. Live intentionally.